We are back. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for staying with us. We will soon be announcing the winners of the MSCA Awards. So please stick around for a while longer. And in the meantime, we have time to see, we will call them the video pitches of successful MSCA Fellows projects. So what we will do is have 4 videos from which that I will present now, basically showing the way in which the MSCA has impacted different MSCA fellows in their scientific achievements and in their research careers. And let me say a few words about our people who will be pitching their ideas. So we have Professor Hrvoje Šikić from the Faculty of Science of the University of Zagreb, in the Department of Mathematics, who was a Marie Curie IOF Fellow and visiting professor at Washington University in St. Louis from 2014 to 2017. Our second pitch will be from Dario Pellizzon, from Dr. Dario Pellizzon, who is the head of the research area at Foscari University of Venice, and who has more than 18 years of experience working in top Italian universities, and who also was also a career development coach and EU project management trainer. And so he'll be presenting his experience at the MSCA. Our third pitch will be from Anna Wisniewska, a Net4 Mobility Plus coordinator at the Institute of Fundamental Technological Research at the Polish Academy of Sciences. Her work includes coordination of projects aimed at building up and strengthening the coherence, professionalism and visibility of the MSCA National Contact Points Network. Our fourth and final pitch will be from Anne Jansen from KU Leuven in Belgium. Anne is the head of the International Funds team and senior research policy advisor at KU Leuven in the Research Coordination Office, and her primary focus is on European funding programs for research and innovation. So we will now see the 4 videos of these good practices, after which we will be announcing the winners of the MSCA Awards. See you shortly.
Greetings to everybody. My name is Hrvoje Šikić. I'm a professor of mathematics at the Department of Mathematics, Faculty of Science, University of Zagreb. I would like to thank the organizers first for this opportunity to talk at this important conference. And my life experience is actually closely connected to the issue of this conference. One of it is related to the brain drain, and let me start at the outset saying that the brain drain is to a certain extent unavoidable for countries like Croatia, and we should accept it. So in my opinion, we should really enhance the opportunities for the communication, but we should be able to manage it. One sort of small approach to that is actually the one that we have at the Department of Mathematics, where we manage to usually get back about half of our young people who go abroad to do their PhDs or their postdoctoral appointments. I would try to sort of phrase it as you try to either return these people back or you try to keep in touch with them if they don't return. I think both are important. So the way to get them back is actually to show them that there is an opportunity here. One important issue is not that much related to the salaries and things like that, but to the general climate of the institution at which they work. Does it value the effort? Does it recognize the internationally recognized science as beneficial? Does it allow you to communicate further? So one important issue for our young people was that when they get back to Zagreb, will they be able still to get in touch with their peers abroad? And we are working hard in allowing that to them. If you have that, then I think the brain drain is lower. Then some will stay abroad, and those who stay abroad, you try to actually still keep them connected to your institution. So for example, during the summer when they arrived, you should actually make all kinds of opportunities for them to collaborate and associate or simply be friendly with your local community. So I think the brain drain will happen, but it's manageable, and it's actually shouldn't be an object to one of the most important academic issues, and this is the exchange of ideas. So the exchange of ideas is something that is absolutely essential, and this international connection and so on. Furthermore, one should not actually lower the standards of the academic environment, say in Croatia or in any other country. You should actually try to keep it up to the international standards as much as possible, with the idea that fewer will maybe succeed, but then you at least have a good gauge, a good measure of where you are. Finally, let me say a few words about my Marie Curie experience, which in Croatia, actually, I was for 3 years the international outgoing fellow. I spent 2 years at the medical school in the United States, actually one of the top medical schools, and then the 3rd year was spent traveling abroad EU, explaining what is it that I have done. And I'm actually, by my original vocation, I'm in the middle of the pure and applied mathematics, you know, as ivory tower, as you want to think about it. But actually, I use Marie Curie to one interesting exploration of the application of mathematics in medicine. So a couple of things I want to mention here. One of them is that I've noticed that what the countries like Croatia need is more organizational help in terms of allowing this type of fellowships to its researchers. That means you really have to help them in all kinds of matters, starting from the health insurance, taxation issues, and whatever you want to mention, families and so on. I think that's where we need more support. I actually was helped very much by the Croatian mobility agency, which actually was extremely good. And I think this collaboration between the ministry, the mobility agency, and Croatian scientists should be actually emphasized more and more, and should really be at the core of how to help the Croatian scientists to do better abroad. So that is one thing that I think we can improve. As far as the academic issue, this was an exceptional experience. I really have to commend the Marie Curie program, because at my stage of my career, I'm now 60 years old, to actually have an opportunity to make a very interesting detour in my career, which is still continuing, is really absolutely impossible to do without the help of such a program. And it actually opened various venues. For example, currently we are working in the new program, which is not just research-wise, that's what I want to emphasize it, that we are opening the new master degree program in biomedical mathematics that is currently being worked upon through another ESF grant. So all in all, I would definitely say the exchange of ideas, essential programs like Marie Curie, beautiful and should be actually enhanced and elaborated. Countries like Croatia should be able to manage the brain drain, and should actually organizationally help its scientists in reaching the international contacts better than before. Thank you.
Good morning and hi everyone, and thanks for having invited me here to give a little talk about Marie Skłodowska-Curie actions and how they can be part of your strategy plan for bringing new energy and boosting the development of your institution and even the country you're living in. Actually, they are a powerful tool to be integrated in a wider strategy that is, let's call it human resources strategy for researchers. So that means that you have different kind of actions you can apply for, and this is quite for sure a topic that will be discussed or has already been discussed during this morning or this afternoon presentations from other colleagues. But what I want you to know is that I'm head of research of the Foscari University of Venice, Italy, that is quite a small university in a city that is worldwide famous, but it's not famous for its own university. It's famous for tourism, for the, let's say, history and local attractions and the canals and the gondolas and so on. So we're facing a very particular problem in being attractive, because we are not attractive for researchers, actually. Or better, we have not been that much attractive since a few years ago, when we integrated local funding, our own budget funding, and Marie Skłodowska-Curie Actions funding into our strategy. And now, a few years later, what we can say is that we are a top winning institution when it comes to talk about individual fellowships in particular, and that to me they are the coolest grant ever, but don't tell anyone. And we are also successful in ITN fellowships, in co-fund fellowships, in RISE fellowships, and altogether this is representing a clear message to international researchers community. And the message is clear, is Foscari University of Venice is a welcoming institution, and when you go there, what you can find is financial support, but also, and this is the most important, an environment that is ready to give you whatever you may need. Let's talk about housing, let's talk about visa support, residence permit, and every other thing that can pop up in your mind. So let's say fighting the brain drain or working for brain gain, it's a bit controversial, because what we want to foster is brain circulation. So we support our local researchers to go abroad, and we invite people from everywhere in the world to perform a period of research here, and sometimes we hire them with a permanent position. So this can be something that you can put as a final result of a recruitment strategy, but it's the permanent position is not even the most desired one by researchers, because a truly international researcher is moving in different places, in different countries. And what we have to keep in mind is that Marie Curie Actions are a powerful tool to be integrated in an institutional strategy. If you do that, they're working very well. If you're just trying to apply for them, but there's nothing around, it's just apply for a Marie Curie fellowship, you don't get the same impact, actually. So I hope that this advice may help for many of you that are listening, and thanks for having invited me again, and I hope to see you soon, possibly in person, because coming from Venice to Zagreb we are very close countries, and it would have been nice to be there, but next time for sure. So thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the meeting.
My name is Wisniewska, and I'm a Polish national contact point for Marie Skłodowska-Curie Actions, and also the coordinator of the Polish Euraccess network. Moreover, I have a privilege and great pleasure to coordinate the Net for Mobility Plus project for the MSCA MCPs funded by Horizon 2020. One of the project objectives is to support MCPs from the widening countries by providing activities and means, helping them to raise the quality of their grant applications and also supporting their capacity to attract researchers, collaborators, and funding. In order to achieve this, the project team has set up a website dedicated to the widening countries, where different materials can be found, such as the expression of interest, success stories, and also country profiles. What's more, the project team has prepared a report with 10 recommendations on what instruments the widening countries may introduce so that they become more successful in MSCA and Horizon 2020. Investment in strengthening the national support system at the national and European level is another recommendation, as in fact MCPs are the first face-to-face contact points where interested actors get information, first explanation and also first impression of the EU programs. In Poland, our vision on the researchers' mobility is complemented by a pool of incentives and instruments. First of all, the Ministry of Science and Higher Education provides institutions with funding through a grant-for-grant program in order to promote high-quality proposals submitted to Horizon 2020 calls. Ministry also supports project beneficiaries. For instance, in case of MSCA, the co-fund and RISE type of project can apply for funds to pay for activities which are not covered by the EU grant. A Horizon bonus program provides institutions with additional remuneration for their staff engaged in project implementation. Another incentive are additional points awarded to project partners and coordinators within the national evaluation system of the government-funded research organizations. As for other instrument, the National Agency for Academic Exchange was established 3 years ago, and among many funding programs it offers, I would like to mention 2 of them, as their aim is to attract scientists working abroad to come to Poland. Within the first call of the Polish Returns program, 20 prominent Polish scientists have come back and set up their research groups. Thanks to the ULAM program, 60 foreign researchers have established close collaboration with the Polish host institution, and other 350 submitted their proposal to the second call of this program. And last but not least, so far, 85 Polish research organizations have received the European HR Excellence in Research Award, meaning that they have committed themselves to creating more attractive conditions for their scientific employees. Thank you for watching, and I invite you to visit netformobilityplus.eu website.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is so unfortunate that I am talking to my screen right now, and I do not have the opportunity to meet all of you in person and to visit the beautiful city of Zagreb. But I do welcome the opportunity that I get to share some best practices with you. Best practices that explain the success of my university, KU Leuven, in the Marie Skłodowska-Curie actions. I have prepared 5 best practices for you. I only have 5 minutes, so let's get started. The number 1 best practice that I want to share is that KU Leuven is an ambitious university and we are oriented towards excellence. We want to stimulate all research being performed at our university towards excellence. And that is not the whole story, because in the context of our excellence policy, we give special attention and support to those research domains where our researchers take on a leading international position, meaning that they are in the top 5% worldwide. We designed a research policy that stimulates this excellence, taking into account the different factors that influence this, such as the researchers, their resources, and the research environment. The second best practice that I want to share is about our researchers. KU Leuven aims to attract, stimulate, and support talented researchers. Each year, approximately 800 young researchers obtain their PhD at our university. That is quite a lot. And of course, not all PhD holders can stay at our university, but that is also not necessary nor desirable. Through our flexible doctoral training programs, they get the opportunity to acquire the right transferable skills as well as teaching experience, which prepares them for a career outside of the university. We also believe that it is important that from day one, we give our doctoral researchers the message that a PhD is excellent preparation for any career outside of the university, and we actively support them in exploring other career paths. For number 3, I want to talk about the internationalization of our research. This is another important aspect of our research policy. Participation in international research projects, such as the ITM projects, but also other Horizon 2020 projects, goes hand in hand with quality assessment, and this is why this is highly relevant to us. Internationalization is also about people. About 50% of our PhD researchers are international, and their share has been increasing for years in a row. Fourthly, the research and innovation culture within KU Leuven. We believe that if you have a science policy, the impact of research should be one of your priorities. Of course, this impact can take on many different guises. For the economic valorization of our research, we've been able to rely on the expertise of our Technology Transfer Office, KU Leuven Research and Development. They are one of the driving forces behind the innovation potential of the university and an important lever for excellence. Just to give you one indication, we have been ranked as the most innovative European university for 4 years in a row. And then, finally, number 5. KU Leuven puts interdisciplinarity high on the agenda. We actively stimulate our researchers to develop inter- and transdisciplinary research. For example, we have established interdisciplinary KU Leuven institutes, bringing researchers together around important societal challenges. We also established interdisciplinary PhD programs. If you want to know more, I invite you to visit our website. You can check our research policy plan or browse our project portfolio to find out about our Marie Skłodowska-Curie projects. For now, I leave you, but of course I hope to meet you in person one day, and perhaps that can be in Leuven. You're very welcome to visit our university and our beautiful city. Bye-bye.